Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
Let's talk about it.
yeah.
Let's quiet the brain's chatter to reflect on what matters. Mental health is everything in a world full of actors. That's why you gotta stay woke. If you form toxic bonds, they gotta be broke. Whether it's enemies, friends, or family folk. Wellness is the wealth. Love yourself and show it care. And make sure anybody else do the same and keep it there. Keep the toxic on the low. Use your throat chakra more. Surround you with the best support and keep your head up facing north. While departing from the need to be understood, right and light, and embracing the sensation of just experiencing life, loving and respecting, honoring, not neglecting the parts of ourselves that process what we stressing. The generational trauma, the being struck by the drama, the being the person of color in a hot pursuit in the summer. It's enough to drive you crazy, have you bouncing off the wall. Shout out to SG Mental Health Counseling for answering the call. Now let's talk about it.
What's good, my beautiful people? For those who don't know, my name is Christian Brown, coming to you live from SG Mental Health. I'm an MSW student at that best HBCU in the world, and guess what that is? FAMU. So we're gonna do things a little different. Before we get started, I need everybody to grab their phone, anything, a computer, everything, and follow us on all social media platforms, including TikTok at SG Mental Health CO. That's SG Mental Health CO. We trying to get back out there, TikTok, the same SG Mental Health CO, Facebook, YouTube, and you'll see us pop up. We're gonna do things a little different. As you can see, I'm here by myself, the main guy not here. So, we're gonna do things a little different this time. I know school about to start back up, and I know y'all parents are stressed out. So guess what we finna do today? We finna direct y'all to go get some free school supplies. So I have a special guest, Miss Lanika Bennett. She finna come on here and kind of direct everybody where to go. So let me get Lanika on the stream. Hey, can you hear me?
Oh,
Hey, how you doing? Do you mind telling the folks about yourself and what you do?
yeah. So I am Lanikia Bennett. I am the Human Resources Coordinator here at Capital City Youth Services. Even though I am the Human Resources Coordinator, I get to do different cool events and special events on the side. And one of the events that I have the pleasure of creating with the CCYS team is the Back to School Supply Drive.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So what made you get into all this of what you're doing right now?
Well, actually, just aside from human resources, I actually volunteered at CCYS when I was at Florida State in undergrad. We had to come up with like a project and we had to look at a nonprofit that's like doing something for the community and everything like that. So I chose CCYS, and that semester was kind of like the best semester I ever had. We got to hang out with the kids. We kind of, shared our stories. We asked them stories, and I just thought it was like a cool place. So when my internship came around, I was like, I want to go back to CCYS. And I did
Mm.
a full internship here as a case manager where I taught this behavioral therapy program in the schools to youth and their parents. So I got to help kids kind of learn their behaviors, how to calm down, think more in the moment, do all of that cool stuff. And so after my internship, I was like, I want to work here. Like, they need to hire me. I want to be a part of the CCYS team. And as soon as I graduated, they brought me on board, and I've been here ever since. Even though I don't directly work with the youth anymore, I still have opportunities to kind of, go to our different programs. I still, sit in on classes sometimes and give kind of like case management feedback. But now, since I'm behind the scenes, I get to kind of see everything that all of our programs do because we offer a bunch of different services that people don't even know about.
Oh, so I guess we finna get deep into that. But before we get deeper into that, where are you from and what kind of direct you to get more into case management and just helping the people? What kind of influenced that path for you?
So, for me, I've always been big on service, and my family has always been big on service. So, even as a kid, we always did community service, whether it was doing something at the church, whether it was, giving back at a toy drive that the neighborhood was hosting. So service has always been a part of who I am. So I was like, why not, get my career in service together and kind of merge the two. I'm originally from Palm Beach, Florida. So I came up here to go to Florida State and I've been up here ever since. And, even though I go back to Palm Beach, here and there, Tallahassee is my home now. And working, I guess, I kind of see the things that go in the community and I just want to do more. So service is definitely a way of life for me.
Interesting. So I know the parents are overwhelmed because the kids are getting ready to go back to school. So what can you tell them? Like, where are the free services? How can they get in contact with you if they need to come talk to you or anybody that works in the program?
Yeah, so CCYS is a nonprofit here in Tallahassee. We offer guidance, shelter, and support to youth ages 6 to 25. And we also have some services that assist with their parents as well. So we do, all of our services are free. Let me just put that out there. Every service here at CCYS is completely free. We do youth counseling. We do family sessions. They can receive up to 13 sessions with a youth counselor. We have 2 emergency crisis shelters that service those youth 11 to 17. And those are youth that are in immediate crisis. They may need DCF placement. They may be runaway, truant, DJJ, probation, all of those different things. They can come here to our crisis shelters, or it may just be a kid who kind of needs a timeout from, their home and their family, and they can come here. The shelters are open 24/7. They do not close. We also service the homeless population here. So any youth that may be displaced at the time, they can come here on campus. They can receive food. We can help them get their IDs, their social. We can kind of like help them look for housing or kind of find housing. We also can do temporary stay. So if a mother and a family is kind of going through something and they need a hotel, we can place them in a hotel. So all of those things we do, a lot of different things. But the back to school drive is coming up. It's on Saturday. And that is free as well. We'll be giving out backpacks full of supplies from pre-K all the way up to 12th grade. We'll also be giving out free food that day. We have a local food truck that's coming, Gaskin Eatery. He's going to come and, cook some food with us. So you can get your backpack and your supplies, and then you can also, get you some free food. But the biggest thing about the event is we want people to realize that our services are here. We service all of the counties in the Big Bend area. A lot of people are surprised that we, offer free mental health counseling to kids, and it's something great that the agency does. So it gets people here on campus to say like, oh, I live around the corner and I didn't know, I can come over here and get some services or I can get some assistance. So we just want to bring people to the campus, give them supplies, prepare the kids for the school year, and then not only for the school year, but for the rest of the year if anything else arises.
Hey, Ms. Robinson, how you doing? We have a view on here for all the viewers. You can ask questions if y'all want more information and get the answers immediate, as we see. So as you saying, say the kid get the supplies and everything, but they need tutoring. They having problems with school, math, science, anything down that line. Do you guys provide services as well when it comes down to tutoring?
Tutoring, we don't necessarily offer like tutoring services, but if a youth is kind of going through like some bullying at school, if they are kind of having trouble like focusing, they're having anger issues, like anything like that, we can help them with. But then also we have a great team here and counselors here, so if someone wants to come here and say like, hey, I want to put my kid in counseling, but do you know of any of those other services, we do partner with a lot of other people in the community. So we may not necessarily say like they're affiliated with CCYS, but we can kind of point you in the right direction to kind of get those things handled.
That's great. I would like to speak with you about a directory so we could continue to expose the services, because I know a lot of people do not know about a lot of free services here. Because when you hear free, you hear like, what's the catch? You gotta be something else behind it.
No, it's
Okay.
completely free, and a lot of parents kind of say like, "Oh, I can come here and I can do this." It's like, yeah, you can. Like, you can get services.
Mm, that's awesome. So what about those who need transportation or anything to get this free supplies, to get the free services? Do you guys direct them or have any type of support when it comes down to that?
So as far as the event on Saturday, we don't have any transportation for that. But we do offer transportation to youth that are homeless that may need bus passes. So we have
Mm,
bus passes to youth before, like, those who are trying to get to work and, all of that different thing. We're able to give them a bus pass. And I believe bus passes are 30 days. And they're able to kind of like, use that to kind of, get the work and, find housing or kind of like find a job and stuff like that.
mm. So what about the food when the food come in? Because I know this Saturday the guys having food. I might come up there,
Yeah,
because I love to eat now.
the food truck Gaskin Eateries, he has good food. He has
Mm,
really good. I'm not too sure like what all he's gonna cook for us. But whatever he has, I know it's gonna be great. And you don't have to pay for it. It's free. I think we're gonna be just, giving out tickets. You can go over to the truck, get some food for you, get your some food for your kids. And also if they want to just kind of like hang out on campus and eat that food, we have like tables in the picnic area and stuff for them to do that.
mm. And what school did you say this was going to be at?
Say it again.
What school did you say this was going to be at?
So this is actually here on our main campus. So our main campus is off of Roberts Avenue, so 2407 Roberts Avenue. And not far from Apple Yard Drive. We're around the corner from the Mad Lab and Sable Palm Elementary. And this is our main campus here. The campus is a big loop, so they're able to enter one side of the loop. We'll have a whole team out there getting, what grades the kids are in, getting the backpacks, transporting them to and from the car. If they don't want to get out the car, that's completely fine. We can, have them pop a trunk or open the back door and we can put all of the backpacks in for them.
Okay, so with the supplies, are you guys giving out mask and hand sanitizer? How do you guys go about COVID?
We do have COVID protocol in place. For us right now, it's if you want a mask, you can just access. If you want sanitizer, you can just access. Some of the bags will have hand sanitizer in them. I'm not too sure if we have any more masks, but if we do, we'll drop those in as well. Everything that we get is donation based. So all of the supplies, all of the backpacks comes directly from the community and it goes back to the community. So right now we've collected about 160 backpacks. I know today the kids helped me count like 2,000 pencils,
Mm,
markers, binders, like 240 notebooks. So, and we're constantly getting donations daily. My goal is 300 backpacks to the community. So far, within the last 2 years, we've done about 400 backpacks. So this year, the goal is trying to get 300 and continue to grow and, make it a bigger event.
mm. So what's the perfect time that you could tell somebody that just want to come and get things done and leave versus just sitting down and hanging up?
So it starts at 10. I know in recent years we do have people that are kind of like lining up at 10. So if they want to come, earlier in the daytime to kind of, just get their backpack and head out, that's completely fine. It does like we do map it from 10 to 2, but around 12, that's kind of like the peak time where we notice everybody roll in. So if you want to kind of avoid that, you can kind of get here on the early crew and then get your backpacks and head out.
Okay. Are you guys the only ones doing free school supplies? Do you know about anybody else or any partners of yours?
So this year we partnered with a church called Trinity United Methodist, and then we have some other small partners that are helping us, and they're doing their own back to school drive. I personally know it's not a backpack drive, but it's a shoe drive. So Family Wear
Mm,
Center is doing shoes for school. where we are giving out over 3,000 brand new shoes. And that's going to be on Sunday. So CCYS is on the 6th, and then Family Worship and Praise Center is on the 7th, and it's at the Civic Center. But for that one, I believe it was a pre-registration, and it's going to be huge. They buy brand new shoes, all the Nikes, Air Forces, Jordans, and everything. Yeah, like,
Hmm.
and kids are able to kind of, register, and they go in and they can shop and pick shoes. This is a really cool event. And they do that every year. So maybe, next time around you can get somebody else from there to kind of, jump in and share that, with registration and everything.
Okay, that'll be perfect. So, how do you know anything about the registration? How can you direct them?
I know for them they had like a window of registration because they had to get a count before, like, getting all the shoes and stuff. I believe everything is closed now. Um,
Mm.
but for future reference, it is something that they do every fall, and you have a pre-registration window because they're, like I said, they're expecting like 4,000 people to come and get
Mm.
events. So it's kind of a big event that you have to, plan in advance.
And you said CMS worshiping
Uh,
praise.
Worship and Praise Center.
Okay, y'all hear that, everybody? All the mothers, fathers, guardians, they giving out free shoes every fall at Family Worship and Praise.
Yep.
At Family Worship and Praise.
So
So once again, give us a follow on all social media at SG Mental Health CO. And every fall now, every fall you have an opportunity to not spend as much money as you normally would each year. So Miss Lanika, what about, do you have to register to come to the Saturday event, or you could just pop up, right?
CCYS, we don't do registration. You just show up, show up as you are. Come during those time frames because we are trying to give everything away. Like, I don't want to have a pencil left.
Hmm.
Give everything away. So you don't have to pre-register. If you kind of want to, call ahead of time just to kind of like get more information, you can do that. We do have a limit where we're doing like 2 bags per car, but we understand that, some people have more than 2 kids. So we'll kind of, give them a ticket and say like, hey, come back during this time frame, or, come during a
Hmm.
time frame, because we want to make sure that we, give out as many as possible first.
Okay, so say if a parent comes and they get out instead of staying in the car and they have more than 2 children, are you guys able to give each kid a bag, or it still has to be?
Well, since they'll be there, it's kind of, just depends on how we're flowing that day. Like I said, we still are expecting more backpacks and we're expecting more supplies. Even if we don't have backpacks, we'll have supplies. So
Hmm.
if we run out of backpacks, we are, getting some more just kind of like bags and just, putting all the supplies and everything in there. So if you don't leave with a backpack, you're gonna leave with something.
Okay. So more about the services you guys provide. What number can every body reach you at?
So we have a 24-hour hotline, and that's 850-576-6000. So that's our 24/7 hotline. You can call us. We do a screening process for everyone that calls. If you call and say like, "Hey, I just want to know more information. I want to kind of, get services for my kid," you can call us. But you also can visit our website, and that's www.ccys.org, and it has all of our services and everything on there.
Okay, so when it comes down to the mental health services and everything dealing with that, do you guys offer, say if you know somebody that's coming, would you still provide those services?
What do you mean? Like
Say
some
if
Saturday?
can you repeat that?
You mean someone that's coming on Saturday?
Well, just coming to you guys about mental health services. If you know them personally, can you still continue with the services, or do you
Yeah.
direct them to somebody?
Our all of our services are confidential as well, and we do confidentiality regardless. Now, if there is something that's like a conflict or interest, like say if I had a brother that came and had to stay in the shelter during his shelter stay time, like I would not be involved in
Mhm.
things, like I would not be able to go over to the shelter. I wouldn't be able to intervene in, his case management at all.
Mm. So, do you guys help any foster care alumni that's transitioning to independency? And I know, they with foster care alumni, they deal with a lot of internal issues and
Mhm,
emotions. Do you
mhm.
guys kind of help them and direct them to get back on their feet, or just to become more stable?
So, this is something that we did previously, and right now we are in the process of trying to receive funding and grants to bring it back. So, we used to have this cool building on campus called the Transitional Living Place, and any kids that were transitioning out of foster care could come and, get services and everything over there. So, it's like a temporary stay. They either had to work or be in school at the time. And while they were there, they received, basic life skills. They got, counseling, all of those different things. But at the beginning of COVID, we weren't able to continue with that service. So right now, and fingers crossed, we can bring it back because that is a large population that we used to service that we need to start servicing again.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Okay. So for those who wanna that's dealing with homelessness or that transition, what does that process look like, and how long will it take that they could receive that hotel for a night or temporary housing?
So it's on a case by case situation, and we have our building is called the Drop In Center. I don't know too many specifics on the Drop In Center and like the process, but I've seen situations where we've had, moms or students are going through something immediately, and we put them in a hotel and provided food as soon as that night. So it can be, that night, it can be the next day. It's just on a case by case. And when you all like, call that number, we're able to transfer you out to our street outreach team, and they can kind of tell you the process and everything that goes on with that, because our street outreach program goes directly to the streets. They're out there, they're doing groundwork, they do the footwork, they even go out into the woods, into camps, and take food and all of those different things. So they're the ones that are, that's their specialty. So I would have to get with them and see how that works.
Okay. And when it comes down to that, do you have to go through a process of case managers having to open up that schedule and have to sit down and talk to someone to explain more so what you're going through? How do
So,
you guys shape?
so we do have two case managers, and the case managers they kind of help you maintain throughout the process. So in the drop-in center, when kids come to the drop, they're able to say like, "Hey, this is what I have going on. I want to find a job. I want to get housing. I want to do those things." And then the case manager, especially like their life partner, their life coach, they're making sure they're reaching all of those steps and they're going through that. A cool thing we just did was we got an apartment for two youth who have been homeless for a while. One of them, he's been homeless since he was like 10, and this is his first place that he's ever stayed in, and we've helped him stay there. So now he has a plan. He has a job. The case manager got helped him get a job. They have to pay a rent, to kind of get those skills on how to pay rent and all those other things. And then once they reach a certain point and they come up with their plan, they transition out of that apartment into their very own place. And then, we start all over. We bring another person in and we keep it going.
I love it. I love it. Ms. Robertson asks, in the school system, is your service information accessible? Do you have to ask for it per situation?
So we do work well with the Leon County school system as well as the Wakulla County school system. You can kind of do both. So we have, well, I'm not too sure what it looks like now, but we do have, flyers and information placed in different schools. But if you ask for it, they're able to give it to you. If not, you can directly call us. We only have one program. Well, I take that back. We do have two programs that do go into the schools, but they're very specific. So we have a program called the Stop Now and Plan. Um, program, and they teach a specific curriculum in the elementary schools. And then we do have a counselor that has assigned elementary schools that she goes out to. So we try to have one counselor go to almost, every school. But if we don't have that, you can kind of like call us and we can kind of figure out the situation.
Okay. And for those who want to volunteer their time, just helping out the community, what does that process look like? Or for individuals that want to be a counselor, or what are the requirements to be a counselor with you guys?
So we do take volunteers, and we have volunteers mainly over in our emergency shelter. And over there, they're able to volunteer 10 hours or less a month. And they basically help us doing what we consider group time. And during group, that's when we teach kids life skills. We're getting that. That's kind of what I did when I was a volunteer over there. They're teaching them life skills. So we are telling them, like, what is college like? They have music therapy during that time. They also have art projects during that time. So it's a time where you can come in and say, like, hey, I want to get a feel for what it's like working for kids, but I also want to kind of like assist to see, because I've heard about this place. That's what we've done. As far as our counselors, all of our counselors here are master's degreed, and they are also pursuing licensures. So they are, top tier, or, already have their license. All of our counselors have that, and they have the experience, and they've worked with kids. I would say like 3 or more years before they, come over here.
Hmm, that's interesting. So
Mhm.
what about the you said a stop program at first?
SNAP program.
Snap?
hmm
Can you go more in detail with that?
Yeah. So the SNAP program is called Stop Now and Plan, and it's for boys and girls ages 6 to 11 and their parents. So it's a cognitive behavioral therapy program with parent management. So not only does the child have to go, the parents have to go as well. I know sometimes it's like, oh, this is my kid. Like, it's completely my kid. My kid has this problem. But in the SNAP program, it's like, well, if your kid has whatever going on, then you have to come too. They do 13-week sessions. They meet once a week, and each session is a different title. So we teach the boys and girls how to, regulate their emotions, how to think more in the moment, how to calm their body down. So we teach them these things called cool thoughts and hard thoughts. So, they may be in school, they may get upset because someone is messing with them. They might have a hard thought, and they may say, you know what, I just want to punch this kid, and I just want to scream, and I want to do whatever. But we teach them techniques as far as like breathing, counting to 10, pacing back and forth, it's kind of like de-escalate yourself. And then, you come back with the cool sound. So, well, if I do this, then this is going to happen. And we teach them how to, process that. Because if you think about it, as an adult, we process all that at once. Kids, they kind of got to break it down, and go through that. And while the kids are learning that, we're teaching the parents how to recognize a kid doing that. So, some kids may say, like, oh, well, my parent doesn't listen to me. So we give them kind of like, different skills. We're not necessarily saying that the parents are bad parents. We're just saying, like, maybe you want to try some different skills and get some different techniques, try something different, because, this may not be working for your kid, but maybe they'll be more responsive to something else.
Okay, so if the kid is going and the parent is not, does that make the kid ineligible to continue?
Yeah, it has to be both. For that program, it has to be both.
Mm,
Be dedicated for 13 weeks, and the parent has to be dedicated for 13 weeks. But we've had, grandparents, we've had, just legal guardians, we've had aunts and uncles. We get a lot of referrals from the schools who realize, some kids are having some kind of like behaviors in class. That's why that age range is specific 6 to 11, because in the SNAP program, it realized ages 6 to 11 are the time frames where you're kind of being molded the most. Once you turn 11, you're set in your ways, and you're kind of doing your own thing. So if we can get them during that time frame and help them rethink that behavior, that helps them in the long run.
okay. With the number you provided, if someone need directions to what rental assistance, utilities? Do you guys kind of provide that push, even if you guys don't offer any of those programs or assistance?
Yeah, so even though we don't offer them, we do know of some, programs and some other things where we can kind of, let them know, like, hey, guide them in that direction. Like I said, even though that's not our key point, we do partner with a lot of other places that know of those things, so we're able to give them contact information on who to reach out to.
Do you mind providing a list of those partners?
So I would have to get with our outreach and development director, and then kind of talk to him to see if he has like a complete list where we can kind of pass it off.
Okay, well, that'd be great. We're wrapping things up. Is there anything else that you would like the viewers to know what you guys offer? Anything about what you offer?
Well, like I said, we are free. I always push the free because getting mental health services for free is a lot, but we do have all these services available, and if we don't have the service, then we're able to provide guidance for you to find the service. CCYS has been around for 30 years or more, and a lot of people don't know about us. So like, if you all want to come out to the back to school drive, even if you just want to see where we're located and just get a pamphlet, if you say like, I don't have any kids, I don't need any backpacks, but you just want brochures to take that information, you can do that. We partner with the community all the time. We partner with Florida State and FAMU. Not only do we service youth and families, we offer internships, we offer volunteers, and then we also offer employment opportunities. So we have a range of different things that we can assist you all with, but mainly we are focused on those youth ages 6 to 25.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, I want to give a special thanks from SG Mental Health Counseling just for you just simply taking the time out your day just to bring the anxiety down, because I know the guardians and parents out there is kind of like going everywhere, because you know how it is when it's time to go back to school and
last minute too. So yeah, it's down to the wire. But if you need anything, see us and we got you.
Okay, that's perfect. Well, thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for having me.
There we have it. If you need any more information, once again, follow us on all social media platforms at SG Mental Health CO. On Facebook, you will find us at SG Mental Health Counseling. If you have any more information, you can DM us, you can send emails, you can find our website at SG Mental Health Counseling. Everything will pop up. But I want to say 2 weeks from now, we will have another episode. I know plans have changed since last week. I wanted to get this information out there, but I know a lot of y'all have been wanting to know about the episode that I talked about. So 2 weeks from now, we'll have Mr. Chris Brown coming on live from Atlanta, talking about how to love yourself and other individuals. I know at times we go through relationships with people, family members, and we're not taught how to truly love and live in that experience, that joy, that peace. So until then, I'll see you guys. If you have any questions, once again, feel free to reach out. We'll be here. And until then, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's quiet the brain's chatter to reflect on what matters. Mental health is everything in a world full of actors. That's why you gotta stay woke. If you form toxic bonds, they gotta be broke. Whether it's enemies, friends, or family folk. Wellness is the wealth. Love yourself and show it care. And make sure anybody else do the same and keep it there. Keep the toxic on the low. Use your throat chakra mode. Surround you with the best support and keep your head up facing north. While departing from the need to be understood, right and light, and embracing the sensation of just experiencing life. Loving and respecting, honoring, not neglecting the parts of ourselves that process what we stressing. The Generational trauma to being struck by the drummer, to being the person of color in a hot pursuit in the summer. It's enough to drive you crazy, had you bouncing off the wall. Shout out to SG Mental Health Counseling for answering the call. Now let's talk about it.